Ba 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 ba. Universal Horror Month. Uh, Welcome back to Universal Horror Month. Scotty, you're not. We are talking about the Wolfman. And you know what? I like it, the Wolfman. I like it, the Wolfman a lot. This was actually fun to watch. I like this one. I might even like it more than Dracula, which was my favorite before this. This was good. Just so you know, this will be if you're sick of the black and white, you're in luck. This is the last one that I'm doing black and white for. All the rest are in color, in living color. So yeah, the Wolfman tells the story of Larry Talbot, who returns to his home in Wales and gets embroiled in something that ends up with him becoming a wolfman, a werewolf. Yes. So, Lon Chaney Jr. plays our main character, Larry Talbot, son of the late great Lon Chaney, the man of 1,000 faces. Yes, his real name is Creighton Chaney, but they changed his name to Lon Chaney Jr. to match with, to go after his father's. Not that the last name Chaney wouldn't help, I guess, but I don't know. But, yeah. And after this, you're going to be the face of Universal Monsters, playing the Mummy, the Dracula, and the Frankenstein's monsters in various different movies. So he became the big star after this one. And, well, I was confused because it starts with saying that he's going home to his father in Wales, but he speaks with the thick American accent. Until I learned that apparently, originally, he was supposed to be like a mechanic or some kind of fix-it guy who was going to the castle to do something when he gets bit out there. But they changed it last minute, which explains why Claude Rains clearly had to spray his hair white to make himself look older, because they're only like 6 years apart. At times, I look at Lon Chaney Jr. and I think he's older. In fact, he was credited as Lon Chaney here. Yeah. So, upon returning to Castle Talbot, he reconnects with his father after his brother's death, and they literally just use a painting of Lon Chaney Jr. to play. But were they twins? They don't say that. They just say his brother. I get that siblings look like each other. I mean, none of us kids in the family look like each other because we had different dads. But you put all three of us together, except for maybe I think we all have our mom's smile in some way. We're still different. But I got the butt chin, and no one else does. My son has a little dimple one. It's not as big. I mean, hey, you getting a little bit of butt chin? No, I'm not. But yeah. So he then looks through the telescopy thing, which somehow gives you like a street view of the town, and he's also able to look into the window of the antique store next door, and the woman there whose name is I lost it. What the hell's her name? What's her name? I had it. I'm gonna have to look it up. I have to look it up on the Oh, it's not plugged in. None of them is plugged in. Her name is Ninny. Oh, I got an idea. Gwen. Her name is Gwen. And he sees this woman, so he decides to use the knowledge that he saw of her with the earrings. I don't wear them, so I'm not going to say that. With the earrings. And he goes in and he's like, oh, I'm looking for some earrings. They're half moon shaped. Okay, so I call that moon shaped. The crescent moon, that's moon shaped. Because what else is moon shaped? A big circle? No. He says half moon shaped. I'm like, no, that's moon shaped. Otherwise, what's moon shaped? It's a circle. No, the crescent is moon shaped, not half moon. But she's like, we don't have any. Sure you do. On your dresser drawer up there. I was like, yeah. And then he proceeds to keep asking her out, and she keeps saying no. He's like, how about tonight? No. Okay, I'll be back at 8. No. Okay, I'll see you tonight. No. She just keeps saying no. And he won't take no for an answer. So he does come back, but she's smart enough to have a friend with her, Miss Jenny. And so they go to the village, I guess. And there they meet the... Am I allowed to say gypsy? Because, like, if Cher can have it in a... According to the almighty James A. Janice, you're not supposed to say that word, but if Cher can have it in the song, Gypsy Tramp singing, yeah, I don't know. But they meet this guy named Bella, who's played by Bela Lugosi, and he's going to read their fortunes. I like that when they're standing outside too. He's like, "Hey, we can go. We got our fortunes done." No. So while Jenny is getting her fortune told, the two are walking in the swamp or whatever they're walking in. They're talking, But yeah, because they're talking about. So I forgot to mention that Talbot, he buys the cane with the wolf head on it, and they start talking about, oh, when the wolf blooms, when the wolf veins bloom, a man pure at heart could become a wolf. Or whatever. And so they talk about it. She says it, and then his dad says it, and one other guy said, I bet you were saying it throughout this. And they say that that the shape, a pentagram will show up on the hand of the victim of the wolf. Which, in Alvin and Chipmunks Meet the Wolfman, it was on the hand of the Wolfman itself, which they say there is one on his chest when he gets bit later, but like you see it on it'll tell you the next victim of sorts. And the pentagram is just a circle with a star in the middle. That's not even a pentagram. That's the ball from Toy Story. It's not even the pentagram. A pentagram, you gotta have it's a design type situation. It's not even. It's got a cross in the middle. That's not. And I will say, they do portray the pentagram right in this movie as a symbol of protection. Where every other single fucking movie, pardon my French, likes to say it is a symbol of the devil, when it is actually protection from the devil, not... Watch Supernatural, you'll get the lore. Anyway, it's in the first episode of that show. Anyway, now I got an itch, hold on. So while they are talking to each other, she admits that she's actually engaged to some guy named Frank. Yeah. But Bella is examining Jenny's fortune, and he sees the pentagram and flips out, tells her to leave. And then Jenny is attacked by a werewolf. Gee, I wonder who that could be. So Larry uses his magic cane, and she is mauled to death, but he beats the hell out of the werewolf But when the police show up, they find Bella with his head beaten in, and Larry left his cane behind? Why did he leave the cane behind? Because all it does is they find it, and they return, oh, here you go. He's like, yes, I beat a wolf. And he's like, well, it's that the gypsy guy, Bella, the fortune teller Bella the fortune teller, that's been beaten upside the head. And he's like, no, I tell you, it was a wolf. No one will believe him. They think it's Cuckoo Pants. Like that guy from the beginning of The Mummy. They think it's Cuckoo Pants. So, no one will believe him. Except for the one. A gypsy woman played by Maria Ospenskaya. Oh, that word. The gypsy woman. And I apologize if I offend anyone. But I don't remember her name. She's Bella's mother, and she goes to see him. She goes, at least now you are free. Goes to see the body, at least in the crypt. No, at least now you are free. And, yeah. And despite the fact that he had been bit, we still take a while. I do have an issue. It takes way too long to get to the Wolfman. Right? Not as long as The Bride of Frankenstein is in her own movie. No, but still quite a while. Like maybe the last half hour of the movie, I think. If we go through this whole thing, is he going to turn? Is he going to turn? And they don't have the full moon thing. It's just at night he'll turn into a werewolf. Why does it take so long then? He's going, oh, did he do it? Did he turn? And then he goes to visit, what's her face? Gwen, to check on her. Her dad's not so smart or something. Like, he comes in and he goes, is Gwen here? Oh, yes, of course she is. She's in the parlor. May I see her? Yes, go ahead, of course. Wait, this guy, the cops are pointing at Larry for the murder of Jenny and Bella because they don't, or at least Bella. People are kind of talking. There are people flipping out about the whole situation, and he comes in and yells at them. After yelling at them is when he says this, and the guy's like, oh yeah, I'm going in. Really? You're not going to protect? They have a conversation before Frank shows up, and he's all jealous boyfriend type. He's like, I couldn't stop staring at his cane. Reminds me of the legend. He says the same thing again. And that night, Larry, he turns into the werewolf. Yes, he does. And he kills a gravedigger. Yes, and the villagers, they're outraged. So now they're going to set traps for this wolf. Because they know it was a wolf that did it. So they set the traps. Well, that night, he turns again into the werewolf. This time he gets caught in a trap. But the gypsy lady shows up and says a little spell and turns him back to human. And despite the fact that he's there in the middle of them hunting for the werewolf, and he's limping as if his foot got stuck in something, is he walking by like, hey, who's that? Who you? Oh, Larry Talbot. What are you doing here? Same as you, hunting. He was going this way. And then when he came back to talk to them, he's like, yeah, hunting, same as you. Then goes the other way. So, where was he going the first time? But I don't know. But, yeah. Nothing. Just nothing. So he talks to her. I guess it says before. When he talks to her, she's like, Bela was my son. He was a werewolf. What? No, he was a werewolf. Now, she does this spell to him, and then she also gives him the pentagram thing to protect him. She didn't do this for her own son. Larry immediately gives the pentagram to Gwen. And now she's like falling head over heels for him despite being engaged to Frank. I don't know. But she's like, I'll go with you. He's like, no. Because then he sees the pentagram on her hand. I might be out of order here, but yeah. And she's like, I'm going to hurt you. I can't do it. So he leaves. And this leads to him turning into the werewolf. And I ended up, because Gwen followed him, ends up attacking her, but he gets killed. I think, does he get beaten with the thing or something? He dies. I think they had the silver bullet. He gets shot, I think. He dies, and the gypsy lady turns him back to human again. And they sort of just, and they see him dead, and then Frank shows up, and she's like, "It's Larry," and he's like, and the father has the cane and wonders if it really was a werewolf, I guess. Chaney would return, but there would actually be no direct sequels. Like, no continuation. Like, there's more mummies. There's more Frankensteins. There's more Draculas. More Creatures of the Black Lagoons. More Invisible Mans or something. Although the Invisible Mans and the mummies are not exactly. It's different each time. The mummy's not, but the Wolfman will never get his own separate sequel where he'd be on his own. The next time he'd be in Frankenstein meets the Wolfman, and then he'd be in the House of Dracula and the House of Frankenstein, before appearing in Abbott and Costello Meet the Wolfman. Yes, that too. All canon, I guess. Started the crossover era of Universal Monster movies. But this was good. I'll give it a pretty good. I thought Chaney was pretty good in the role. Yeah, strong lead. Even though he's supposed to be from Wales, he's very American. I don't know what, supposed to be. Also, the thing he comes there because his brother died in a hunting accident. So are we to imply that Bela killed Frank, his brother? I mean, not Frank's not his brother, his brother. My brother Frank. Maybe. I don't know. But, yeah. It's also, like, I guess they all technically died in the other movies. But this one feels like the only one that's, well, besides Dracula, maybe, that's, and the Wolfman. Or the Mummy. I guess Frankenstein's the only one that survives is to the next one, I guess. But, yeah. So, what are your thoughts on the Wolfman? Leave in the comments below, like, share, and subscribe. In the next one, we will be in living color. No more black and white. This was it. So until then, thanks for watching. I'm Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.